If makeup suddenly stopped working on your face, foundation looks heavier, your concealer creases faster, and every new product feels wrong, you are not bad at makeup. The makeup industry changed without you in mind. And today I'm gonna prove it. I'm explaining why this happened and show you exactly how to make makeup work for you again. Because here's the truth, your face didn't fail you. The rules have changed and no one told us. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. I'm 55. Think of me as your midlife beauty bestie where we talk all things beauty for those of us with more mature skin because our mature skin has, well, mature skin needs. And if you've ever thought, why does makeup literally look better on everyone else? Then this video is for you. Most women blame themselves. They think, oh, I've lost my touch, or I'm too old, or this makeup just doesn't work for me anymore, or I need better tools. Nope, that's not the problem. The entire beauty industry has pivoted. Formulas, trends, lighting, techniques, and it all shifted towards, well, you guessed it, younger skin. Meanwhile, we're still using instructions that were written for faces that, well, we just don't have anymore. So to get started, let's take a quick trip back. Remember when makeup advice came from magazines? 17, Glamour, Cosmopolitan, maybe a lady at the makeup counter with teased hair and frosted lipstick? Makeup was taught to enhance, not erase. Skin had texture, faces moved. We didn't chase glass skin back then. We just wanted to look awake and pretty flawless. Then came social media, filters, ring lights, and suddenly everyone had skin of a 19-year-old vampire as if they had never seen the sun. No discoloration, no pores, no imperfections. Makeup now is often designed for camera, not for real life. Modern makeup is formulated to photograph beautifully, not necessarily to work well on our more mature skin. To highlight this point, you're seeing thicker pigments, matte heavy formulas, and long wear ingredients that lock your products in place. Great for a 22-year-old with oily skin, brutal for skin that's thinner, drier, and or textured. You often find that trends are taught by 20-somethings. Most tutorials are created by people that have no lines, no volume loss, no dryness, and no hormonal skin shifts. So when you follow the same steps and it looks bad, it's not because you messed up. It's because the technique was never meant for your skin. The industry has also stopped teaching techniques and really focused on pushing new product launches all the time. Remember learning that less is more, blend, don't pack, and to use just what's left on your brush. Now it's full coverage foundation, full coverage concealer, bake everything, and then add even more on top. And then let's not forget, set it with a setting powder and then a setting spray on top. All those layers, a definite invitation to crease on more mature skin. Here's the mindset shift I want you to take today. You don't need better makeup. You need updated techniques for your updated skin. So let's get practical. Let's start with foundation. Sheer formulas are far more powerful on our more mature skin than a thick, heavy, full coverage foundation. Over 50 skin doesn't need more coverage. It needs strategic coverage. For the best application technique on more mature skin, find a sheer formula. I like this one by Maybelline. This is the Super Stay Skin Tint. Put a little bit of it on the back of your hand, always on the back of your hand as you have more mature skin, never right on the face. Then take a small fluffy brush, really work that product into the brush, really worked in so that there aren't thicker applications of that formula on your brush, so that when you go to apply, you don't get uneven coverage. Then apply that small brush just where you have redness and then softly blend it out. You don't want to apply a foundation over your entire face as you've gotten older if you don't need to. If you do need to, make sure it's a thin product like this one. Start on the outer edges and softly buff your way into your center of your face. You want to avoid putting too much product in the high movement areas where you carry more laugh lines. For me, that's around my mouth and underneath my eyes. But small placement after you've worked that formula into a small brush really does give you the control, the placement amount, and the overall look that you're going for with more mature skin. Next up is your concealer. You definitely want placement of product over the quantity of the product. The biggest mistake I see with concealer is applying it underneath the entire under eye area. Similar to foundation, you want to find a concealer that is hydrating and offers pigment but not a thick formula. You also want to take a similar fluffy brush, really work that product into that brush, and then place that concealer on the outer corner of your eye and on the inner corner of your eye. And if you have discoloration under this area, then I'll put a video at the end of this one that shows you exactly how to care for this under eye area, especially if you carry darkness or hollowness. Then you're gonna wanna allow that to sit for about a minute to dry down a little bit. Take the warmth of your finger, lightly tap that in, bring what's left on your finger to the under eye area, If this is really discolored, then you're going to want to add a color corrector. Sometimes if I have a little bit of discoloration, I will mix a pink color corrector, and I use the one from Cosas. I'll link the products that I'm using down below, but you probably have products similar to this. If not, the whole shopping list will be there for you. And with that same finger moving towards the inner corner, again, you're not trying to move the product, you're really just trying to pat it in and carry a little bit of it, what's left on your finger, to that under eye area. When working in that under eye area, think brighten, but not erase. There's no way a makeup product is going to erase your under eye wrinkles, and thinking that there's a product that's gonna do that is just gonna set you up for failure, not to mention be super expensive. Next up, let's talk about powders. We're often taught to powder your whole face. That information and advice, well, it is outdated and not applicable to our more mature skin. You want to powder only where you need it. For most women, that's right around the sides of your nose and this little corner. It can often be in the T-zone or right down on your chin. Again, where you powder is going to be an individual customized application, because only you know where you get that breakout and where you really want to set that foundation or that makeup. The key here is to only powder where you see shine breaking through. If there's areas of your face that don't crease when you smile, then don't put powder there. Now let's talk about blush. It used to be that you put blush on the apples of your cheek. Well, now it's all about lifting. The best way to apply your blush, if you've noticed that your face is a little more hollow, a little more pulled down, and a little more sunken in, is to place that blush higher on your cheekbone, moving it outward and upward towards your temple area. You also want to look for cream or satin finishes. Use a powder finish, but only as your last resort. When you put the blush in the right place, it can give an instant lift to your look. Not only is placement key, the formula obviously creams are best, but then also think about the undertone of your blush. You want to see a flush of color, but you don't want to see a solid stripe of color. If someone can tell what color blush you have on, then you've used too much. If you find that you've put on too much blush and there's a streak of color, then just take your foundation brush and lightly dab over it. And that will mute down that color a little bit. You want to make sure that you don't add extra foundation to your brush when you do this, because that will add extra texture to your skin. Just use whatever's left to give yourself a soft, more muted look to your blush. Now let's talk about the eyes. Softer edges have the upper hand when it comes to a flattering look for our more mature skin. Sharp lines, they can age us faster than wrinkles. If you prefer to use a pencil liner as your eyeliner, then go back in with a soft pencil brush. This is one of my favorites. This is the N21 from the Nikki LaRose collection from BK Beauty. Love this brush for this technique. Once you've applied your eyeliner, go back in with a soft smudging brush like this and just go right over that liner so that you've softened the edges so that it doesn't look like you have a hard makeup line, but you're left with a soft blurred outline, still giving your eye shape and definition, but not leaving you with a hard line. Another pro tip to working with more mature eyes is this outer corner tends to start to sag. This hooded part also starts to sag and can look puffy and considered a droopy upper lid. To help with that, take the product that's left on your brush from smudging this part out, go to this outer corner and just give yourself a little bit of a lift this way. That helps to pull the outer corner of your eye up instead of down. That gives you a nice natural lift to that outer corner of your eyes. So here's what breaks my heart when it comes to working with women with more mature skin in their makeup. They feel like they're doing it wrong, or maybe you feel like your face just doesn't look good with makeup on it anymore. Both of those things are wrong. You didn't lose anything. You gained wisdom, confidence, and character. And the industry just isn't keeping up. Makeup should support who you are now and where you are in life, and not punish us for not being 25. I mean, come on ladies, we survived blue mascara, frosted lipstick, overplucked brows, and dial-up internet. We can absolutely survive modern makeup trends. If this video helped you feel seen, then hit that like button so more women can find this video. If you want more real makeup advice for real faces, hit the subscribe button. And if you've ever thought, maybe I'm just bad at makeup now, say this with me. I'm not bad at makeup. The industry has changed and I'm changing with it. That does it for me today, you guys. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in just a couple days. Bye-bye.